Welcome to Mexico Unexplained, where we will explore the magic, the mysteries, and the miracles of Mexico. This series presents information based partly on theory and conjecture. The podcaster's purpose is to suggest some possible explanation, but not necessarily the only ones to the subjects we will examine. Here is your host, Robert Bitto.
Welcome, and muy bienvenidos to episode number 401 of Mexico Unexplained, where we examine the magic, the mysteries, and the miracles of Mexico. I'm your host, Robert Bitto. In today's episode, we're exploring a phenomenon that's been captivating UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike: cigar-shaped UFOs spotted over Mexico. From eyewitness accounts to startling footage, these elongated, mysterious objects have been seen hovering in the skies, leaving many to wonder about their origins and purpose. Are they advanced alien crafts visiting our planet, or could there be a more earthly explanation for them? Join me as we investigate these sightings, analyze the evidence, and hear from experts and witnesses who have experienced these encounters firsthand. It seems like many sightings of the cigar-shaped UFOs over Mexico happened in the early 2000s. Perhaps this had to do with the fact that cell phones with cameras were now more readily available in Mexico, combined with the destigmatization behind seeing or believing in UFOs. In any case, some of the most important sightings of this shape of unknown aerial craft took place between the years 2000 and 2010. On May 27, 2000, two travelers were stargazing on the beach near the Mexican Caribbean resort town of Cancun just before midnight. Conditions were clear. One of them thought a shooting star was coming into view, but it was larger and more cylindrical and moved slower than a meteor entering the atmosphere. The witnesses described this cigar-shaped object moving in several different directions before pausing directly above them, hovering for about a minute. The object seemed to have been surrounded by a haze, and when it sped up and flew out of sight, it left a trail. The whole incident lasted no more than 3 minutes. On August 24, 2004, another huge cigar-shaped object was spotted again off the coast of Cancun. The witness, an American tourist, was dining at a small restaurant situated right on the beach, with a clear view of the island of Cozumel in the distance. The skies were somewhat overcast. Suddenly, a bluish light caught his attention. The color was reminiscent of kindergarten finger paint blue, yet it was unique and perhaps the most beautiful blue he had ever seen. Reflecting on the incident, the witness estimated the craft to be quite large and moving at a speed of about 500 miles per hour. Although the craft itself was never directly seen, the witness believed it to be cigar-shaped. The object moved soundlessly through the air, enveloped in the bluish haze previously mentioned. The witness speculated that this haze was likely the result of the lights mounted on the craft shining through the clouds it passed through. Additionally, there was a faint charge of static electricity in the air, like the sensation of rubbing a balloon on one's hair. The object appeared suddenly, with no prior indication of its approach. According to reliable sources, auroras were particularly far-reaching that year, which might be relevant to the sighting. There is a very small possibility that the object released a watercraft, as the witness observed a long, thin object in the water. However, the American tourist thought it was most likely a barracuda. Nearly 2 years later, and just 300 miles to the east of the Cancun sighting, one eyewitness reported a cigar-shaped UFO in the skies over Merida, the capital of the Mexican state of Yucatan. The date was May 9, 2006, and the incident occurred at about 9:15 at night. This sighting made it into the Mexican UFO press because of its brevity and intensity. A gigantic cigar-shaped object suddenly blinked into view, moved in a west-northwesterly direction for all of 3 seconds, and before it suddenly disappeared, it changed colors from bright red to bright blue and had blinking lights on it. The object was gigantic but seemed to slip in and out of our reality. There were no other witnesses to this bizarre event. Also in the same year, in the opposite end of Mexico, a strange incident occurred in Baja California. The date was June 27, 2006, and the time was around 8:30 at night. A witness reported seeing a black cigar-shaped UFO with 4 lights emanating from it, 2 of which were beaming down to Earth. While driving from Cabo San Lucas to the border with the United States in the middle of Baja, the witness observed a white object with a lot of smoke speeding across the horizon. Initially, he thought it was a plane, then a rocket or missile, as it left a significant smoke trail across the sky. The smoke even formed a question mark at the takeoff point, which seemed about 200 miles away. After a few minutes, the object was no longer ahead, but behind the witness hovering. Other travelers heading in the opposite direction pulled over to watch it. The witness, feeling frightened, started driving faster while looking back at the object. It was floating approximately half a mile behind, resembling a huge cylinder or cigar, dark in color, with 4 lights coming from it, and 2 beams directed towards the ground. The object hovered about 1,000 to 2,000 feet off the ground. The witness feared for his life, worrying about alien abduction, and was in disbelief at what he was seeing. He managed to capture a small video of the incident. However, despite sharing his experience, no one he told believed him and dismissed his video as a hoax or a simple satellite launch. 2 months later, just north of the previous sighting, another witness reported to UFO researchers an incident that took place on August 20th, 2006. Over the skies of Tijuana, near the border at San Diego, a huge silver-colored cigar-shaped object appeared. This sudden appearance occurred at around 5:30 in the evening and lasted only about 3 to 5 seconds. There were no other witnesses or reports of this strange sighting. Nearly 3 years later, on March 14, 2009, just after arriving in Cancun, a couple was relaxing on the terrace of their hotel, enjoying the clear night sky. At around 6:30 p.m. local time, they suddenly observed a cigar-shaped object moving noiselessly and quickly from north to south. The object emitted an orange flickering light from window-like openings. The craft then stopped abruptly, reversed its direction, stopped again, and resumed its northbound path. Finally, it performed a zigzag motion before rapidly disappearing over the horizon. Both witnesses were scientists and stated to researchers that they are not easily prone to illusions and have never seen anything like this before. After returning to Boston, they researched online and discovered that Cancun has been the site of numerous UFO sightings reported by many people. They questioned why Mexico, particularly Cancun, seems to be a favorable location for UFOs. The Boston couple wondered if it could be the warm climate and beautiful scenery that attracts them. The next incident we will examine involving cigar-shaped UFOs in Mexican skies occurred on August 15, 2011. At around 8 o'clock to 8:15 p.m., a witness was outside a local card shop in Torreon, Tamaulipas. While checking the sky for any signs of rain, he noticed that the sky was mostly clear. The witness spotted a cigar-shaped object slowly moving in a vertical straight line to the right. The sky in that area was cloudless, and the object did not emit any lights or display characteristics of an airplane, such as wings. After observing the first object for 1 to 2 minutes, the witness noticed a second object moving horizontally to the left. Both objects were visible for 1 to 2 minutes, but never came close to each other. The witness attempted to take a picture with an iPod Touch, but the image was not clear. Despite the poor quality of the photograph, the witness made drawings to illustrate the shape of the objects, which were distinctly cigar-like. On the night of January 17, 2015, around 10 p.m., a woman and her daughters were returning home in the city of Los Altos Halisco. As they began to open their gate, they noticed an unusual sight in the sky. An orange glowing light, reminiscent of the color of a surge protector plug, caught their attention. The light surrounded a cigar-shaped object with an aura or haze around it. One of the daughters, frightened by the sight, ran inside the house. The mother and her other daughter stayed outside, captivated and terrified by the phenomenon. The object moved very slowly for about a minute, defying any natural explanation they could conceive. The sight left them both amazed and deeply unsettled. Overcome with emotion, they found themselves in tears, struggling to process the extraordinary and inexplicable event they had just witnessed. On January 20th, 2019, at approximately 6 p.m., 2 unidentified flying objects were sighted near the international airport of the city of Puebla. These objects were observed floating next to the Popocatépetl volcano. While returning to the city of Puebla after leaving the international airport located in Huejotzingo, a witness noticed 2 dark, cigar-shaped objects suspended in the air beside the volcano. The clear afternoon provided an unobstructed view of the volcano. Intrigued, the witness pulled over to the side of the road and began recording the objects with his cell phone. Within minutes, several other people had also stopped their vehicles to photograph and record the unusual sighting. This collective reaction suggests that multiple pieces of evidence from that evening likely exist, and at least one can be found on YouTube on a channel called Ufologo Anonimo. The witness noted that similar objects have been recorded entering and exiting the crater of the Popocatépetl volcano. Such footage is often dismissed as camera anomalies, volcanic material, or shooting stars. However, the witness told local UFO researchers that he believes this incident is not isolated. Numerous videos and photographs from around the world have documented objects near volcanoes. More about this topic in a Mexican context can be found in Mexico Unexplained, episode number 84, titled Mexican Volcanoes, UFOs, and Strange Humanoids. Interestingly, a total lunar eclipse occurred a few hours after the sighting of these unusual cigar-shaped craft over Puebla, adding an astronomical phenomenon to the day's unusual events. The phenomena witnessed in the skies above Mexico have captivated both believers and skeptics alike. Cigar-shaped craft are a curious type of UFO seen throughout the country. Whether these sightings are evidence of extraterrestrial visitors, advanced human technology, or natural phenomena we have yet to fully understand. One thing is clear, though. The skies over Mexico hold secrets that continue to spark curiosity and wonder. As our understanding of the universe expands, so too does our appreciation for the mysteries that lie within it. Thank you once again for listening to another episode of Mexico Unexplained. Remember to like and subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Twitter and TikTok. Tell your friends by sharing these shows with others. Please go to our website, MexicoUnexplained.com, for references, illustrations, and for free access to transcripts of past shows. Please visit Amazon.com to purchase the books Mexico Unexplained, Mexican Monsters, and Mexican Miracles to get hard copies of the magic, the mysteries, and the miracles of Mexico. We appreciate your kind attention once again. Until next time, thank you and gracias.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Mexico Unexplained with host Robert Bitto. For show summary, relevant links and commentary, please check out our website at mexicounexplained.com. Like us on Facebook and be a part of the conversation. Adios and hasta la vista.